Welcome guys, it's RF here, and as the first video of this channel I wanted to do an overclock video, but kind of a special one because the video is about the safest way you can overclock your Ryzen 7 8700G, which has a very few overclock videos on YouTube, which is kinda sad really, and I'm here to show you what worked for me and actually the safest way so you can overclock your APU, which is this Ryzen 7 APU. So first things first, you want to go overclock to overclock tuner, so either XMP1 or DockP1, you gotta activate it. One thing to be cautious here is choosing your RAM. This kind of APUs don't support high frequency RAM, which is kind of sad really. You really need to have a good APU from the factory, or this just won't work. There's a guy who actually made it over 10,000 megahertz, but that's just one guy. The maximum frequency that I could achieve was 7,400 megahertz, and as you can see here, my stock RAM has 7,600 megahertz, and this is our timings. If you choose 6,400 megahertz, you should be fine. You actually don't need to worry about it, because this APU can support that. But so just I can show you, these are my timings, the ones that I come up with. I have these on auto, and the main ones are the ones fixed. But yeah, there's quite a difference to latency 36 to 46 and 7,400 megahertz. So let's get to it. First thing, after you have the run done, after you have the DockP1 or XMP1 activated, you go to Precision Boost Overdrive, and since this is my latest BIOS on my motherboard, I have two new features, which is medium load boosted and disable current limiter. So I tried medium load boosted, and it crashed my overclock. So I advise you to not enable that. So let's get to it. You're gonna enable Precision Boost Overdrive. After that, you're gonna enable Disable Current Limiter, so your CPU has no current issues or limit. It's not limited, so your PSU can feed the APU as it wants or it needs. After that, you're gonna manual activate your Precision Boost Overdrive scaler, and you're gonna set it to 10, as you can see here. Why do you do this? You do this because the APU has a stock frequency, as you can see here, or 4,200 megahertz, and this will enable it to 5,150 megahertz, which is safe, because that's what the APU boost, turbo boost supports. After this, you're gonna go to CPU boost clock override, and you're gonna enable it to positive. After this, you're gonna override it on the boost clock override to 200. Why do you do this? Because you will allow your APU to go beyond 5150 megahertz. It will go to an overclock in the maximum frequency of 5350 megahertz. After you do this, I advise you to save and exit the BIOS. So you just go here and save it and go to the desktop. You test your new overclock and see if it's stable. If it's not, you go back to BIOS and change it. The program that I like to test my overclocks is OCCT, but we'll get to that later. After it's stable, you want to go here to curve optimizer. I have my curve optimizer to all cores are negative and 25. Basically, this lowers the voltage on a higher frequency, so your CPU won't overheat and stay within the acceptable temperatures. This requires some testing. Mine works well at negative 25, but if you don't feel comfortable enough with this, you can just put it to automatic. So after this is done, you want to go to DG plus VRM, and you see this CPU load line calibration. This is actually something that it's not talked about. This helps your CPU to achieve even higher clocks. I advise you to put the level at the maximum. So if you have level 5, you do level 5. So if you have level 4, like me, you do level 4. After all this, go and exit the BIOS and check if it's stable. If it's not stable, I advise you to turn this off. In my case, it's stable. And finally, we're gonna go to advanced. We're gonna go to AMD CBS, SMU common options, after this go to smart shift control, and you're gonna put your sustained power limit to 1 million. Basically, the sustained power limit, what it does is maintains your consumption of the CPU under loads, medium loads and heavy loads, on a daily basis. Basically, it's a safe procedure for this kind of CPUs and APUs. So you do this and it will be stable, and don't need to worry about it. And basically, we're done. Go back, AI tweaker, and that's it. We're gonna go to the desktop now. Also, my DRAM, as you can see here, is 1.5 and not 1.4. But you will test that, and if you buy a RAM with 6400 megahertz, maybe you can work it at 1.4, and it shouldn't give you that much trouble. So let's go and exit the BIOS. So now that we're here, I'm gonna simply show you on Ryzen Master how the overclock is in megahertz. So basically, we could do CPU Z too, but this is more precise. And if you don't have Ryzen Master, you can install it. It works for 8th, 7th, and 9th generation Ryzen CPUs, I think. But whatever, as you can see here, the maximum clock speed of the CPU is 5350 megahertz. So I'm gonna close this one. I usually don't do the overclocks here. It's on the BIOS, like you could see, and I'm going to the search bar. I'm going to OCCT. This is a free app. You can get it on the internet quite easily. It has paid programs, but you don't need that. This is just for testing. As you can see, I put the timer here for 1 hour of overclock testing, and I'm gonna do CPU plus the RAM. What if you do the CPU or the memory first? You can do that, but I assure you that if it's stable on memory and if it's stable on CPU, but then if you come here CPU plus RAM, something will not add up because they will work together, and they sometimes can become unstable, these overclocks. But I know in my case this overclock is stable. But this is what I advise you to do, guys. Do CPU plus RAM. But if you do CPU individually or memory individually, make sure you do this one next. So let's get started. Okay. So now this will test the CPUs under heavy loads. As you can see here, it's not reaching its maximum potential, but I think that's how it is. We're not playing video games. But yeah, we'll check back once this is finished. So see ya. So the stability test just finished. It finished with no errors. So what we are going to do next is some gameplay to see how it holds and how it behaves and how much FPS we can get from it. So let's close OCCT. I'm gonna do Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Frontiers of Pandora, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Let's start with Avatar. Okay. I have to enable one thing first, I think. So let's go performance, settings, metrics, yeah.
gonna show you. I have everything on max settings, and I'm playing at 4K. I have a monitor with 160 Hertz. Let me see. Okay. I like to use AMD's program better than MSI Afterburner, simply because it's more stable in my system. MSI sometimes messes with my GPU clock.
Come on, Amai. Let's ride.
We're getting minimum 59 FPS at 4K max settings. I'm gonna show you. So video native scaling quality. I'm using Fidelity FX Super Resolution 3. I'm gonna do quality, see if it gets better. The graphics, everything on ultra basically. So let's see. Okay, I think it's holding pretty well. Maybe we'll was that location with heavy textures and things like that. That got me below 60 FPS. Let's see. But still, it is in quality. The FSR is in quality, and we're getting pretty good FPS. Just to show you how this APU can do with a 7900 XTX. I have the FX version, and it's not overclocked. Okay, so I think we're good. So let's try now Marvel Spider-Man 2. Yeah, okay. Let's check this out. You can see here we have the black suit, one of my favorites. Okay guys, so we're having around average, where's the average? It doesn't show me the average, just FPS. We're having, okay, the minimum was 130, I think, 130 FPS. Okay, no, not bad, not below 100, that's what
That symbiote's attacking them!
So,
get out of here! I'll take care of them!
Come on, boy.
symbiotes are tough.
Yeah, but we're tougher. Peter. Alright, Spider-Man. Let's do some good web slinging. Yeah, come on. We're actually getting pretty good FPS. This is also on max settings, so you can see here displaying graphics, also 4K, VSync off, FSR 3.1, quality. Let's see the graphics. Everything on ultra, ray traced ultra, very high. Everything is maxed out. Yeah, you don't need to buy a 4090 or a 5090. Lately, and Nvidia has been just disappointing. But yeah, there it is, guys. That's it for our video, and stay tuned for more. Okay, bye.